Hi, Leo. So I pulled the Page of Cups for you. I believe this card just came out in one of the pick-a cards. It's a beautiful, youthful, emotional energy. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have the Devil. This card always reminds me of the Prince of Egypt movie. And it's such a beautiful devil card too. It's all purple. So we're going to get into that. Okay, and then your messages are groupie, Scorpio Mercury, engineering something new, modern past, be honest with others. Okay, and also this week, I've been doing using my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And I've been getting a monster energy that I need to embody for you guys for this reading. So what monster energy do I need to embody right now for Leo's highest timeline? What monster energy do I need to embody right now for Leo's highest timeline? One more. For Leo's highest timeline. Okay. You have the three-headed Guido. Interesting. It's like three masks. Three-headed Guido. Okay. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the battle steer. Interesting. So these two cards always have something like symbolic with each other. So we're going to figure out what this is. So three-headed Guido. So I'm embodying the three-headed Guido for you guys. And we're coming up against a battle steer. So we're going to see what this represents right here. Okay. Also, been getting an energy that you need to harness right now. So this is the spell and trap cards from Yu-Gi-Oh! So what energy does Leo need to harness right now for their highest timeline? What energy does Leo need to harness right now for their highest timeline? One more. Okay. Some of these are a little harsh, so just want to look. Okay. All right, we have remove, trap. I think two signs have gotten this now. Remove, trap. So you are harnessing this energy and removing a trap in some way. So what's on the bottom of the deck? So we have commencement dance. Same, I think two other signs have gotten this as well. Wow. So commencement dance is like a prom. It's like a high school dance, like a homecoming. Yeah, prom, something like that. Could just represent some kind of important dance, even like a wedding, a dance, a rite of passage. Yeah. I think in Pisces, it was about like 80s movies, like 80s high school movies. Okay, so let's start here. This beautiful Page of Cups energy. Page of Cups. It's a youthful, emotional energy. It's unafraid to explore its emotional realm. Typically, like in traditional tarot, it's a youthful person holding a cup and it has a fish in it. And it's like almost like an emotional, like, you know, like, what is this thing? Like, kind of like young love, new emotional experiences, like those kind of like weird, maybe even chaotic feelings that you don't quite know what to do with. It's like, what is this? Yeah, that's what that kind of represents to me. But then we have this this devil card, and just seeing these two together, does not make me very, does not feel very good at all. So we're gonna see what this is about. So this devil card always reminds me of the Prince of Egypt, when the pharaohs are building these structures of themselves, and they have all these slaves that pretty much work their entire life away to just build a structure of a pharaoh who's created himself into like a god of sorts. Just like slaving your life away for something, creating a structure that supports maybe even something else that doesn't technically support you. And this youthful energy is almost like naive to that fact in some way. It can be naive to like these kinds of structures, especially when you're thinking about like emotional. Yeah. Ooh, so we have the groupie energy here. That can go two different ways. So groupies can just be like represent friends who follow around other friends. Like you can kind of think of it like with bands, like your friends that follow you around, or people that really that like you or like your band or whatever it is that you're in. And sometimes this can be like healthy support, but then other times it can be like a like a drugged out following. And that's what I'm not liking. That's why I'm not liking this energy next to this. It just feels naive. It feels like it's not fully aware of what it's maybe following. Like, that's a gross energy. Seeing these two side by side. Yeah, I don't like it at all. It fills me with disgust. That's why I'm like looking at this groupie energy. Like, and I'm not gonna like necessarily say this is bad just yet. But just with these two cards here, just that, I don't necessarily like that. Okay, then we have Scorpio Mercury. And so Mercury being in Scorpio, your mind, intense thoughts, piercing thoughts. What, baby? Well, I might have to let him out in just a minute. Thinking deeply about something, deep perception, piercing through a boundary, a wall, seeing something. Ew. Just seeing through this to see this. Like, imagine like that energy, and you've pierced through it and you see this. I don't know if I like this. Okay. Engineering something new. Which just can be about like, I always think of like inventions. Inventions come about because there's a need for it. Like, that's why people invent things, because there's a need for something, and so things are created. So it just sounds like engineering something new. Engineering something that is needed. Hold on. Okay, so engineering something new. Something, a need. Something is needed here, and something new is needing to be engineered. That's what it feels like. Something new needs to be created. Potentially to see through this thing, to get through this thing. This could just simply mean like even a person, like something controlling. This could even be something controlling a child even. He's very young. He's very young. Or at least a youthful energy in some way. Okay, so modern past. So I kind of think of this as in like aesthetic or like design. Like what was modern in the past, regardless of what decade it's in, something being modern in the past. This could even be about maybe something that was modern at a certain time, something that was maybe traditionally done, or even like a family dynamic, a family system that was practiced in like a different decade that is now no longer either healthy or practiced. I'm just saying that because of these two energies right here. It just reminds me of like even in like the early 1900s, I don't want to get too, let's just say like certain people could get away with doing certain things with no punishment and then not having to help. No accountability, like within a family system. Absolutely no accountability. But now there's laws in place because obviously it was needed. Something had to be engineered. Something new had to take place to hold accountability to these things or people. So modern past. So something maybe even like in the very recent past was like maybe well practiced or something that was normal, but is no longer normal. We've either evolved or something has evolved, something has changed, and there's like still like a toxic system in place, potentially. Okay, this is be honest with others. So maybe you have even witnessed something or seen something. Maybe you know exactly what this is. What this is. Is it maybe even something within you? Control? Not allowing yourself to emotionally feel? Turning something off? Rejecting maybe even the inner child? Rejecting new emotional experiences? So we have Scorpio here, which is can be about intimacy, can be about like emotionally penetrating conversations. Scorpio Mercury, emotionally penetrating conversations, something that can get under the skin. It can pierce through crappy ass energies like that. Maybe even within like, this could simply be within like a relationship, like some level of control that is needing to go. Or it could be something within society, within a family situation, social group, work situation. Okay. But you are harnessing this energy. Remove trap. So this could either be like maybe a like trap that you've put in place, like a boundary maybe of some sort that is needing to be removed, or this is something maybe someone had held up against you. We had the Lion King messages come through last week with Kovu. Kovu. And right before I was even filming Libra, I was singing that song, Not One of Us. That song where they basically shun Kovu. And they toss him out of the Pride Lands. Yeah, remove trap. Maybe something was done. But there's like this like kind of beautiful energy right behind it. Commencement dance. A youthful energy can even just represent like a rite of passage. Like even like with 16-year-olds, like a rite of passage. We have this youthful energy right here. Controlling a rite of passage, not allowing a rite of passage. Removing a trap, removing the control on that. If you think about Kovu from Lion King 2, I believe he was Scar's son. And in the beginning, it was his family situation that was against the Lions of the Pride Lands. And they convinced him that Simba and his pride were bad because of what they did to Scar. And so he was kind of brainwashed with this conditioning. You could even say groomed with this conditioning of that something was a certain way. And so he went in to almost like Trojan horse the Lions of the Pride Lands, but then he realized it was completely different than what he was told and what he thought. And he ended up liking them and then fell in love with Simba's daughter. But then they found out what he came in there to do, and then they shunned him. So this could be like, maybe this could be something different for everyone. Like, they could be in like a Kovu like situation, or be the Lions of the Pride Lands with a Kovu like person. Maybe realizing something. Okay. All right, so I'm holding this three-headed Guido. Three-headed Guido. Guido. What is a Guido? Just thought about from Zelda, but they're called Gerudos. Or how do you say that? Oh, yeah, that kind of reminds me of what they look like. What is it called? Gerudo Valley or Gerudo Valley. It kind of looks like them. Just thought about this. Interesting, because in Zelda they don't like new people. They don't like people coming into their colony at all. And you have to sneak in. Or you have to be a woman. And clearly Link is a male. Interesting. Okay. All right, so what is this guy? A battle steer. What does he represent? A battle steer. Sometimes even the harsher cards are actually nice cards. So I don't want to like judge this. This energy. I'm going to say this is the Gerudo Valley. I'm holding that energy for you guys in some way. So a colony, regardless of what it is, whether it's like about masculine, feminine, or none of that, just simply a colony, like the Pride Lens, or even the other side, not wanting other people to join or come in, keeping energy out, Could be because that something was done to it. Could just be for protection in some way. Perceived attack. And there's this energy wanting to come in. Wanting to break through. Wanting to break through. Wanting to break through. I'm looking at be honest with others. Be honest. Be honest. Are you wanting in somewhere, or someone's wanting in? Maybe you want to let someone in. Maybe someone should be allowed in that maybe is being told not, like they can't. If you think about Zelda, he had a mission and he had to get into the valley, and but he had to do it like almost undercover, depending on which Zelda game you're playing. He had to do it undercover, or he had to sneak around. So it sounds like something is going to happen regardless, and potentially. Just thinking about like just the women. Their only reason was because they didn't want men in. Which could be very much about because there's reasons, and they're protecting their fellow women. But obviously the situation is going to be different for everyone. I mean, he's a battle steer. He's going to get through. If he wants through, he's going to get through. Just like thinking, are these like illusions that are put up? Like just illusions of like what's right and what's wrong? I don't like this devil. That is not a healthy energy. Like it just reminds me of the Prince of Egypt creating basically an entire colony of slaves to build like these godlike structures of the person in charge. Who would want to spend their entire life doing that unless you were forced to? And like, just like the mind of someone who like thinks that that's what they should do for like, you know, it's like that gross energy. Like, why would you want people to spend their whole life building a structure of you? Or worshiping this, whatever this is. Because we have this energy. It feels like this is the energy that is being controlled by this in some way. And this is naive, it's innocent, it's pure. Like this is like the first stage of emotion. It's like that innocence, pure emotional innocence. It's new. It hasn't been wounded in the ways that like older, more evolved emotion has been wounded and has had to learn. It's almost like unpierced. Ugh. Next to that energy, that's what's throwing me off and making me irritated. This groupie energy, which it reminds me of like groupthink. Like if you think of like people standing around worshiping this thing because they've been taught to do that, and this naive emotional energy comes in, and it's youthful, and it's just like emotionally untouched by this energy yet. It's pure. What is this groupie thing about? We have this dance, and that kind of like groupie energy is about a large crowd, a gathering of people, just like a dance is, just like a colony is. Okay, and something being pierced. have this guy with that thing. Oh, yes, it's kind of like a trident. Interesting. Emotionally piercing through. Or just seeing through, whatever this means for you. Something new is needing to be engineered, it seems. Something new needs to be created. Something has outstayed past the time it needs to go. That's what it sounds like. A system could even be just something like an emotional boundary that has become pervasive in some way. Like, this could just mean very different things. And then be honest with others. So you're needing to be honest about something, whether it's a community, even maybe with yourself, about like a community, about whatever this is, whatever you're witnessing, whatever this is, be honest with others. So, yeah, because you're harnessing this remove trap. You're removing something that is... It just reminds me of the Tower card. Like, when something has outstayed its welcome, or has just like, it's needed to come down. It's past the time that it's needing to be there. Be honest with others. Be honest with others. This groupie situation. About something that is out, that needs to go, that has outstayed past the time it needs to. Penetrate it with your mind, emotional, mental. And create something new. Something, yeah. All right, Leo, I am going to leave it here. I hope you found some answers, something that can help you going forward with whatever this is. So anyways, I will see you guys next time, and good luck. Bye.